What's up, my good people? How y'all doing?
Hi.
Everybody's great? Everybody
Yeah.
doing good? Real good, real good? I hope so. How's this,
hmm
how was last week for y'all? I mean, it was Jiho week. I know some of y'all probably had Jiho withdrawals. Not me, but
Mm-mm.
uh, one little person with the blonde hair probably did. It's her thing.
That's my thing. But I had other obligations, so
Yeah, I'm glad because
gotta handle my business.
people don't want to give us that love and attention like they should.
I see y'all
Exactly.
making a list, the HBCU best homecoming list. I see you all have been making that in the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are.
I'm not even gonna jump out and say we the best, but we're up there, and people don't want to give us our
Absolutely.
props. I would say that. I
Absolutely.
mean, I know G Ho is G Ho. You know, I'm a G. I don't mess with hoes, and that type of thing. But they they just usually have a gang of people. We're not gonna get into that because we got a more of a serious topic. This is our last and final visit into our grief series. Do y'all realize the last time we did this, it was 2 years ago?
Was it 2
No.
years?
2 years ago.
Wow, really?
It was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Actually, the last one was on June 30th, 2022. It was the day of Stephanie's death that we did it.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
That was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Let's think about it. 2022 was when I started at West Millbrook at first. And remember me being at that school, we didn't do but like 3 shows that whole school year. And then 2023, I was at Lowe's Grove, and we did shows, but we didn't revisit this topic. And
Mm.
so here we are now, about to be at the end of the year. It's crazy, man.
Wow.
It's real
Life,
crazy.
life be life, and that's what they say.
Life be life for
Right.
real, and
Yes.
time don't be standing still for nobody.
At all.
Two
Nothing at
whole
all.
years, man. It doesn't even seem like 2 years. It's been 2 whole years.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
How long is how you been doing front porch discussion?
Shit,
3?
we've been doing this joint since the pandemic. So it was like end of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and then the end of 2020, it was summertime. Yeah,
Mm.
2020. And so we've been getting into this for a minute, you know. But that would have made it 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we missed a year, so that's why this is season uh season 3. Because we missed one. What's up, Danette? Hope to see you this weekend. We'll talk about that near the end though. So what we're gonna do is I would like for our guests that are up here with us, and since we're talking about grief, tell us who you are, tell us who your spouse was, tell us what the situation was that took your spouse away from us. Um, you can give us the date as well so that we can have some guidance as to how long people have been into this journey. And then from there, we'll just start having some questions and conversation. I'll go last. All right. Ladies first. Serena Ladon.
Hello. My name
How
is
you doing,
Serena
baby?
McCorkle. Brian McCorkle was my amazing husband. He passed away um, February 26, 2021, from complications of COVID.
Hmm.
Amazing man. If you knew him, everybody who knew him knew he was an amazing guy. I miss him still every day.
Absolutely.
I miss him
Absolutely,
still
lady.
every day. But God is good. We're in a good place, so
Okay.
we're moving forward.
Duh, Eagles win. That's all I remember. That was what I do.
We hope to have no sadness tonight. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
next, my man.
My name is Asim Muqtasid. My wife's name was Sonia Muqtasid. She, her light was extinguished and on February 6th of 2021. She died of a hemocardium, which in the layman's terms, he had a hole in her aorta and it caused her to bleed into her chest. It was unexpected, and she had been sick, really and stressed out, and but we were it was during the pandemic, and a lot of things were going on. Her mother had just died, a few months before she passed away. So we basically thought all the symptoms that she was showing was stress, and we just thought that she would, just it was just temporary, but that wasn't the case. So but take your loved ones to the doctor. Do that.
Definitely.
Mm.
And I
If they don't want to go, take them kicking and screaming. That's all I can tell you.
I'm gonna go last. My name is Joe Biggs. My wife was Stephanie Hand Biggs. We were married right at 21 years. She died on June 30th, 2019 from metastatic breast cancer. So ladies, get the tatas checked. This is October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please, please consistently get the tatas checked. All right. I've been posting on my page several things that you can look for. So if you haven't seen that, just go back and go through all my posts and you'll see. And make sure you take care of yourself. Get yourself checked out. All right. So for me, it's been 5 years. So as those that are watching can see, we got varying years here. We've got husbands that are gone. We've got wives that are gone. We got different types of situations that took them from us. So, but we've all been on a journey, a personal journey, dealing with our situations and our lives being thrown into a tailspin to deal with the person you chose to be with the rest of your life not being here. So, um, I'm gonna start with one question. So, how have you all been since we last gathered together? I know my co-host gonna have some stuff to ask too, but that's my first question. I just want to know how people been.
Serena, please, ladies first.
Y'all gonna stop putting me on the spot first.
Oh, you want me to go first? I don't, I don't want to put you on the spot. You go first. I mean, for me, it's I one thing I'm starting to settle in with is that grief is something that you just have to live with, and every day, it's just a everyday thing. It's it's a constant change. It's a constant um, exploration of yourself. It's every time you think you might have made it further or got over that grief, there's things that'll just bring you back. Presently, I'm trying to clean out my house and get rid of a lot of stuff that I just too much clutter. But they can attest to this. I know Joe can attest to this. I know Serena can attest to this. Every now and then you'll come across one piece that has just some random thing. Like you'll move a cup out of the way and there'll be a coffee mug sitting there, and a bunch of memories and emotions will start flushing over you, and you just and you have to pause for a second, and sometimes it'll break you down. Sometimes it will break you down in your core, and other times you could just laugh, but the realization of it all is that this is something you're going to live with forever, and and you just get stronger every day. I say that all the time. It doesn't get easier. You just get stronger every day, and it doesn't matter honestly if it's your spouse or your brother, or your sister, your mother. It's grief, and it's real. It just sticks with you.
I'm glad you said that because people always tell you, and we talked about it just about every time we talk that we've come together. Oh, it's going to get better, man. It ain't getting better, man.
No, no, it sucks.
It
It
ain't getting
sucks.
better, man. They kill me when it's gonna get better. It's just you just learn to bear with it,
You
to
learn to
bear it,
live around
and
it.
you learn how to
Absolutely.
move around it and deal with it. And as the years go on, like anything else, it's like right, you just become more and more accustomed to it. But it doesn't get better. Better is having them here, man.
Yes.
Get out of here with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You get stronger. It's like, so it's just like any scar. One thing you get that scar, you run your hand across that scar, you think about what happened to put that scar there.
Exactly.
It's just there, and there's nothing
Exactly.
you can do to erase that scar. That scar is a part of you now. It's a part of your appearance. It's a part of you now. That experience shaped your personality. It's a scar. It
Yeah, and
I
I'm
doesn't.
on
like to
board.
describe it as an amputation.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of people who have had a limb amputated, and once that limb is gone, they still feel it. You know what I'm saying? You have pain from it. So we literally became one with someone, and that person was taken away from us, or and like an amputation, and we have to go through those very same symptoms. For me, I've been on a personal journey, just trying to find who I am. Brian and I was so close, attached, that I
Yeah, I
found.
know. Because every time I try to find a picture of you by yourself, I'm
So
like,
I
dang.
found that, I a lot of my identity was wrapped up in him. Things that he liked, things that he did. I kind of conformed to those things. So, going through things like, is the Pittsburgh Steelers really my team? Little things like that. I think you hit it on the nail. You know, you can be having a great day, a great day, and a song will come on the radio, or you'll stumble. Brian didn't live here, but it's like, there's still items that remind me of him, that came from, our home together. Um, I had a situation, I had lost my license and I hadn't changed my address yet. And so DMV told me, ma'am, you've been there for, 4 years, and this is your address now. So, I didn't have time to, be upset about it or mourn. So I have little things to know that how I'm growing. I'm not crying every day. I'm not, sad every day. I miss him every day. But I finally come to the realization that, I just can't waddle in it. I've got to, he would want me to move on. And so in honoring him, I can't. Brian was full of life. So I have to live that life, in order to honor him. So
Yeah.
I
With
have a
that,
Question.
question.
Okay. Go
okay,
Uh,
ahead.
go
how
ahead.
do you all cope during the holidays? Because I know my mom passed away. She was a big holiday person. So always around like Christmas, I don't do well. And I don't really celebrate it too much now that my kids are older. But I guess I get that holiday sensation because I'm in education. I teach elementary kids, so I get it there. But when I come home, for me, it's really empty and lonely, and I feel myself getting moody or just don't want to be around anyone.
absolutely.
Before they answer that, I do just want to say this. Although we're talking about spouses and stuff, and just like Asim said, moms, dads, sisters, brothers, people that are watching this, don't assume this is just about spouses. That's just because we have lost our spouses. That's why we're focusing on that part. Janai's lost her mother, and she's expressing that, and I hope she talks more during this whole talk about how that feels. I lost my father. I'm sure some people out there have lost grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers and sisters. So grief is grief, and it doesn't matter, who was the person that died. It just so happened that we are talking about spouses, and we want to be able to help those people, everybody, but those people in particular, because it's a journey that we've been on, and we know what it's like. All right, so y'all go ahead and answer that question. Holidays.
Well, I like to think about.
Holidays are still difficult. I put up a post the other day. You start to feel the season before the season actually, or the dates actually come in. There you see everybody's happy, and you're seeing the pictures of the matching pajamas and family dinners, and it's a positive and happy season, but yet you're feeling that loss. For me, I put a lot of energy into my granddaughter, during that time of year. I do still kind of isolate just a little bit, but just because I have to have time to process all of it out. Um, the holidays are usually one of the most depressive seasons for people, naturally. So sometimes, when they have other things going on, but you really put your energy into, other things, to try and not think about it, and then find other ways to honor them too. You can't run from it. That's the
Right.
thing that, I've been trying to, grasp. You can't run from it. You literally have to just go through it and find a way to cope. What works for you? Everybody's different.
Well, what helps with the anger and the anxiety is something my therapist told me was what you feel is never wrong. It's how you act upon those feelings that matter. So if I understand, I mean, my family didn't celebrate Christmas, but her family did. So it was always big when around these times. What I miss most about it, I guess, is my children interacting with her side of the family, and that's a and because of the way things happened with her mother passing and then her passing, it kind of shattered the family. That is like the hardest part to actually witness for me, and even and as I sit there and watch that happen, that I don't I can't I I kind of feel where you're coming from on that. How you get angry and sad at the same time, and you start questioning certain things, just in a disarray, so to say. Or that's how I feel about it. I just get, it's a very strong emotional wave, all of it. So like I said, I try to keep that in mind. It's not exactly how you feel is more important than how you act upon it.
Mhm.
So if you um if you focus on those feelings, if you focus on those feelings, then you're basically enhancing them. And so I have no suggestion, but just to focus on the good times. Remember all that good stuff. It that was why you have good memories. That's why you have good memories, is to build up. So when you look back in life, death is inevitable. No person is going to live forever. So we reason why we make memories is because we know time moves forward, and at some point, everything that's happening now is going to not be here. So we can go through those points in our mind and say we had a really good day that day. We had a really fun time when we did this together. That's what that's for. And I say focus on that really you know, more than just the sad stuff. And spend more time with your kids. That always helps too. That always helps. Because let's be real, everything we do as parents, and we had to learn that when we became parents, everything we do is for our children. And even though they may not be children anymore, we still think that mindset. Everything we're doing is for them. Every move we make, every every they're our inspiration to do better. They're our example of what we want to be for ourselves, or what we want to be in greatness. And so if you focus on them, trust it really really helps. Well, it helped me. I know that it helped me.
I I don't even care about them.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Like Thanksgiving is okay. We're gonna eat some food. Christmas, somebody got to get something.
Have you always been that way though, Joe? Or that just happened after
Mm,
seven passed?
I haven't always been that way. I used to look forward to it, but this ain't even. It's not even really about. She was the last straw for me. Like Thanksgiving, I used to look forward to it because I'd be at my mom and pop's house, even when I lived there, and then when I would come home from school, and my aunt who was next door would be there, and you know, once I started dating Steph or whatever, she would be there, and then her parents might come, and my dad is there. So then my aunt was the first one to be gone, and my dad was next. Then she she's gone. I mean, I'm glad to see my mom, my sister, but I can see them, regularly. So Thanksgiving, the number of people just kept going smaller and smaller, right? So I mean, I'll just eat some food. That's all. I just be on the fact I ain't got to go to work. All right, cool. I'm not gonna work today. And then Christmas, I started. I wasn't bar humbug with Christmas, but I was sick of Christmas decorations already. Like,
You won't even let your sister decorate.
yeah, like, cause somebody got to take them down.
Yeah,
I
but
hate
she'll take
taking
them
them
down.
down.
We already talked about. We'll talk off the air, but she will take them down.
I don't have a problem putting them up. It's just that I'm gonna have to take them down. And even when Steph was living, she and the kids, they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like nobody helping me take all this stuff down. I'm like, look, all right, you know what? I don't even care. So I'm not a Scrooge, but decorations look nice. People be getting their house done up. That joint be looking hot. I just be like, I ain't putting it up because I don't want to take it down.
Gotcha.
So
Question: Do talked about kind of moving on. Do you think you all will ever move on and get married again? And
oh, you jumped into that real quick, sir. you,
no, I'm
you
just
jumped- yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
had that on my paper. You
oh,
jumped
okay,
to
my
that.
bad, my bad.
So you heard his question. So let's just take it all the way back before we just jump into would you get married again? How has life been
Right. Okay.
as far as
Baby steps.
possibly dating? I don't know if you date or not, going out, whatever you like to call it. Because see, people have different definitions. When people tell me, "Oh, I'm dating," I expect them to tell me who they're dating, right? Like I'm dating Tanya. Tanya and I. So that means we're kind of like a couple or item. Other people take it as I'm dating. I go out on dates with people. I call that chilling. I just be going out. I don't call it dating. I don't call it nothing. I just be hanging out with different people. But so however you define it, whatever you say, and we ain't trying to be in your business. You can just say, "Nah, I'd rather not talk about it," because people do be whether y'all know it or not. People watch. They be watching you, man.
I want
They be
companionship.
watching you and looking.
I'm not even gonna lie. I want companionship, but if I have to be if I'm being truthful with myself, internally I'm so chaotic that I'm probably attracting chaotic energy, and probably most women I meet can probably read upon that. And even though they may like me, after they breathing that energy, it may push them off of me, may not. And I'm basically like I feel like honestly I feel like I'm flying blind out here. I don't know what I'm not afraid to admit I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I yeah, people out here who didn't go through what we went through having problems just trying to date. So just imagine what it is trying to navigate what it is after everything we've been through trying to navigate this dating pool that is mostly P now. You know,
No, it is P. It's not most. It is.
he says,
I said it is
well,
P.
that's an insight to it too. I mean, it's just, and it is what it
Would you
is.
like to talk to us about that, Janai? Just
No, I'm just no. I agree with him. I mean, I don't. It's just full of P.
And it's terrible because I feel like we're not made to
Uh-oh.
be dating at this age. This is it's weird to live in this day and time in 2024 because 50 years ago this would not be. There's no online dating. I saw a statistic the other day where it said like what is it like 80% of all people that go on dates now meet people online, whereas 50 years ago, there was no online. You had to actually meet people face to face. You had to actually do things. You had to actually, and you would. The wild thing about that is you would. Well, I was not saying wild thing, but the real thing about that is you would meet somebody doing something that you enjoy doing. So y'all would have something in common. Whereas now you can meet anybody on any random thing, and that psycho person is going to latch on to you and might just act like they like doing what you do, what you like doing, just so they can get close to you and feel their narcissistic whatever. But that's a whole nother conversation of
Right.
relationships or whatever. But and we all as married people we all agree that the person we fell in love with set the bar so very high that when we do meet somebody, if they're not even coming close to the bar, we feel like we're wasting our time.
Yeah, but do you feel like that's comparing? Because it almost seems like
It
that's
is, it is,
unfair.
it
You
is
know?
comparing, but
It is.
but isn't that relationships? Aren't every person that and it's not fair. I'm gonna be real about that. It's not fair. But when you meet when you meet a new guy, you're comparing him to even if you're not comparing him to the good one, you're comparing him to the asshole that you didn't want to mess with. You're like, I hope he's not like this asshole. You know what I'm saying? Or I hope he's like this person. I know it's just gonna be a comparison. The truth is, and if I'm giving my dating rules, which I've always had, everybody's crazy. You're just trying to find the person who
That fits your crazy.
that fits your crazy. And the scariest part about that is crazy is always good in bed. So you really need to watch out.
I think too with the comparison, I had to decipher if it's a comparison or if it's my standard. Is this something that is just a standard for me, or am I comparing, what I'm seeing that I do and don't like, with B? I'm same. I think I'm ready for companionship, or at least to kind of see if I'm ready for companionship. The dating sites, I had a girlfriend, she did convince me to try one. And I haven't dated since 1992. So, this new style
Good
is,
Lord.
It's a totally
yeah.
different world. It's a totally different world, isn't it?
This new style is crazy. And,
Yeah.
and it's awkward. You meet somebody and then all of a sudden they're in your DMs and you're having to ask all of these questions. And, it's hard to adjust to being transparent with someone that's potentially new, when you're used to having your person who knew your flaws, who knew what you looked like when you first woke up, who, all of these things. And then you're having to, learn, someone else. So it's challenging, and for me also, all I know right now is how to be a wife. It hasn't been quite 4 years yet. That doesn't just go away. So one of the things as a female in dating in this new season is not making that come across as overbearing. You know what I'm saying? Or moving too fast, or I fix Brian's plates, or something. So do I fix if I date? Do I fix his plate, or do I? It's a whole lot to that. Then you're looking at yourself, your flaws. I snore. You know what I'm saying? There's things that you just have to that you think about that are just it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
One of the things I find most fascinating about what you're saying is that when you met, like you said, you started in 1992. The world that you met him in, it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
It's gone.
Yeah.
This is a whole different world we living in that we're
Oh,
trying to date. And while we were in our relationship, in our marriage, the world changed around us. It wasn't like we were out there dating and changing with it.
Right.
And so now, we're out here like Cro-Magnon man trying to operate in this in this new digital age, this new wave age where um DMs, that whole thing, the whole text conversation thing, what's that about? Like I, I'm a conversationalist. I pride myself. I'm quite loquacious. I'm good.
I like to use my words.
I have a vocabulary. I want to talk to you. I want you to talk to me. And then, slang terms, forget about it. When I'm talking to somebody and they use mostly slang terms, I'm trying to pay attention. And all I'm hearing is, I feel like I'm caught in a bad rap video or something. I don't even know. Like, it's dating nowadays is
You get that Charlie Brown.
It's really There's nothing of substance. There's no conversation of substance. I find that from what I've little bit of experience, I'm not telling all my business, but that people tend to lean more on the impressive side. Guys, this is what I have. It's two ends of the spectrum now, should I say. This is what I have. This is what I can do. These are my items. These are my things. And I'm not really impressed by things. And then you have the other end of the spectrum, which I'm finding very interesting, is, guys today really believe that in being equal. The 50-50 thing. And when I say being equal, as far as
Nah has got her face balled up.
you can call me. You say good morning first. You can call me, you can chase me. And we weren't doing that in 1992. So it is really challenging, I'm not an aggressor, I'm not a chaser. So it appears a lot that I'm not interested, but that's just not the case. I'm just old school. So
So now was
I,
there something that you wanted to say? Your face kind of balled up. Yeah, you. She made a statement, and you kind of your face looked like a fist.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was just listening. I'm good. No, but she's right with that 50-50 thing, but that's a hell of
the thing that gets me about that is this: that when did it become so complex? We used to just meet somebody and try to get to know them and see if this was going to work. And now there's all these complications. It's what's your plan, what's your future plans, what's your love language, what you got a 5-year plan in it, you got all this. I don't even know if I like you now. Why are you worried about what I'm going to be doing in 5 years?
Right.
When all this complexity comes into it, to me it's I had this talk with a person that I just met not too long ago. I said out of all these, they give me a laundry list of things that they're looking for in a man. And at the end of it all, I asked them, I said, okay, I heard all the things that you want. What about love? Do you want love? Like I didn't that was like non-existent on all these things that they list. And they had a list. I mean, and it seemed pretty nice, I want to travel. I want somebody who likes the things that I do. All that. Yeah, but anybody who's been married will tell you, you're going to sit in silence and do nothing with that person more than you do anything else. So if you can't do that, what makes you think we're going to do all that other stuff together? But that's another part of dating in 2024 too. There are so many people out there who have had the whole experience, that had kids, that bought a house, that get the career job, and never been married. That they have no idea what it's, because getting married is. Jerry Seinfeld said it best. He said in a joke, he was like, this guy was talking about, I know what it's like to be married. Me and my girlfriend lived together for years. And he said, he's like, no. He's like, you girlfriend and boyfriend, it's wiffle ball compared to marriage. Marriage is like driving a truck full of dynamite down a dirt road in Iraq in a war zone, my friend. And they're right. It's total boyfriend and girlfriend and living with somebody. Once you tie that knot and get them papers, and y'all have made that decision to be like, this is forever, things really change. Things really get serious.
That should get real then.
It gets real. It gets real.
It's very real.
That's when adulting really happens.
One of the most beautiful things, and it's going to sound crazy, but one of the most beautiful things I heard was this motivational speaker explaining. He said, people, when they think love, they think about rainbows and hearts and balloons. He said, love isn't that. Love is changing bedpans. Love is, I'm broke and we need to figure this out together. Love is, this person done lost their leg and now you have to help them walk. Love is all the dirty things, all the bad things. Love is, I'm going to stick with you through all of that. Everybody can, the simple way it says, everybody is down with you when you up. But who's gonna be down with you when you down in the work, when you face down the mud? Who's gonna be that one to grab you by the hair and pull your head out and say, "Get up right now and move"? Because we're not. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you stay here face down and just be in the mud. Because I'm not gonna stay here with you. We're gonna get up together and we're gonna do this. That's the person you want with you. And once you done had that, a nice car and a good job, yeah, that's cute. That's nice to have. Everybody wants that. But when you done had it real, when you done touch real, and you know what real is, a lot of things is just whatever.
I think that's huge. I think because one of the major losses or feelings of loss is that feeling of safety, and having that person. I think especially again being a female, you when you have a husband, you feel protected. You know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, no matter what type of chaos is going on, the head of the house is gonna, figure it out. You know, when that's removed, I have felt extremely vulnerable. You know, and which is, really not a good feeling. I've been having to deal with that a lot. A little anxiety about it. I think I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think as a wife or a woman who has lost her husband, sometimes I feel like, I'm treated differently. Sometimes and that could not be the case. I think it's just that I've lost that shield, that person that protected me from certain things that I didn't have to see. You know what I'm saying? And now, with my eyes opening up and having to see things and do things for myself, it's different. I'll just say it's different. And that vulnerable feeling is something, especially when you're going along with it with the loneliness. It can cause a lot of fear and anxiety that you really have to muddle through. So.
Well,
I have a question. Oh,
go ahead, Jeanette.
how are your children doing? And if you see them grieving, what do you say, or like what do you do? Because that's tough.
Um, as far as my kids, they seem to be fine. I mean, we don't have a lot of conversations about it. Um, they're both flourishing. They're in school. They're doing well. They traveling and doing all the other kind of stuff and being with their friends. I know they probably had their moments, and I leave space for them to come to me and talk to me if they want to. They probably talk to each other more so, and I'm not a part of those conversations because they're super tight, and I think they talk to each other like every day. um, I would like to be in those conversations more as dad, but I love the closeness they have, so I don't try to force myself in there because it's gonna come a day when I'm not here, and
Mhm.
so I leave that alone and let them foster that and do that. Now, if they invite me in that, then cool. If not, I'll watch from the outsides. You know, but they seem to be doing good, and kids are resilient, are way more resilient than adults. They bounce back better. I know Jaden was struggling, um, definitely in the beginning. Going into young womanhood and not having your mom there. I think about her a lot. Think about Jordan too, but at least he still has a man present. He can ask man questions and things of. But she doesn't have. I mean, I know people say, "Oh, she got your sister. That's our aunt. She got a grandma." She's not her mama though.
Mhm.
See, and it's a difference. And then she's
Mhm.
got to be around her friends, her girlfriends, and their moms are calling, and their moms are coming around. Their moms are helping them move into their dorm rooms and all that kind of stuff. And taking the time to make sure the curtains right. Dad don't do that decor stuff. It's like, yo, just put this stuff up, put the sheets on the bed. You know. So I know she's missing that. Um, and it's nothing I can do to fix that because I don't care who it is, they're not going to replace her mother, right? So she has a moment. She had a breakdown last year over some situations, and she just, she was with Jocelyn, and she just said, "I want my mama." So, and it tore Jocelyn and all of them up. I'm glad I wasn't there. It would have destroyed me.
Right.
But yeah, so I think she has her moments.
It's painful when you can't take that pain away for them. Ashley and Cameron were adults, when Brian passed, and Cameron handles it, she's emotional. So she pours her emotions out. She's gonna, tell you exactly how she's feeling. If she misses her daddy, she misses her daddy, and she's gonna express that. Ashley, the oldest, she internalizes things. So she gets really, can tell that she's having a moment when she gets really quiet. Or, she won't come around as much. Ashley likes to deal with things, more so privately. Whereas Cameron will come home, and, hang out with me or whatever. I think they do have I don't know if they would admit it, but especially the oldest, they have a fear of um, loss when it comes to me. Um, Really, really attached, you know what I'm saying? And invested in, are you okay where you are? Where are you? Ashley, something happened the other night and she called me like at 3 a.m. in the morning to make sure I was okay. And, so they have their moments. They miss their dad. Brian's friends have, stepped up. They have their uncles. They have, but like you said, it's not the same. They were daddy's girls. So the oldest has gone to soft therapy. Cam is gonna positive it out. So yeah.
with me, it's I uh I try to express to my children how I'm feeling when I'm sad, when I think about her, when I try to express as much at the moment when it happens. I try to express all the things I'm going through because I want them to understand that whatever they're feeling isn't wrong. I try to because it helps. I think it helps that that they don't feel awkward or wrong or just so that they have something to relate to. Because the biggest thing that I have to deal with when I think about that is I don't know what they're going through. My mother's still here, so I have no idea what it feels like to be them. I, certain things hurt that I didn't think would hurt, like when they achieve things or when they do great things or when they play with each other. What 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 hurts is that she's not there to witness it. Like that part, like I feel it. Like I be feeling that.
Hmm.
But I try to express to them as much as I can how much I love them, and I try to, you know, I try to be there for them the best I can. I try to give them their space, but it's I don't I wish I had something to compare it to, but I
Yeah.
don't. And it's such a feeling that you it like I said it's a bittersweet. It's bittersweet to watch your children do great things, but it hurts to the partner that you went not there to witness it with you. That's the so it's a bittersweet. And it's so weird. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I know Joe and Serena know exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
like I said, I say that all the time. My mom had turned 90 in March. I don't know what it's like to lose a mother.
Don't know
She's
what
here.
it's like. Yeah, and you know what?
It's not.
And
It's
yeah,
hard. I'm 52 years old, and I still struggle with it.
Right. I
yeah, and I
lost my
lost my
mom,
father.
2 years after Brian, and I still haven't tried to process that yet. I can't even imagine
Right
feeling that head on.
now,
Person is, I
for
can't.
me, when
I
my
mean, I would
mom,
visually get to it, but
right, but for me, when my mom passed, like I never had anybody close to me pass away, so I didn't know what that feeling was. So, in my whole time when it happened, I was just like, how do you grieve? Like, what do you break down? Like, I didn't know what grief looked like. I didn't know what to do. But as the years went past, I was like, okay, so my grief is like seasonal. Around August, she was her birthday. She died 10 days after her birthday, then the holidays. But I struggle sometimes as an adult when I have friends that still have their mother and they can spend time and have those holidays and go out to eat and do all these things. Like I don't have a family unit. My kids, I'm divorced. My kids are not even here. So for me, I spent a lot of time alone. And it's okay but it's something that you had to get used to. And at first, it was very difficult because I was like, "Damn, like shit, this is what life is gonna be." But you work through it. But it's very difficult when you lose your mom. It's like, and it's harder for me, especially around like Mother's Day. My kids still want to celebrate. Well, nigga, I don't want to celebrate because I don't have my mother. But I have to adjust because I know there's something that they want to do, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, grief is it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. I wish it was a booklet that you could follow, but it's just weird. That's
But
all.
They have
but
plenty of books.
yeah,
They
but
may not always relate to your
exactly.
situation.
Everybody grieves differently.
Yeah.
Everybody grieves different. Everybody feels it different. Your relationship with your mother was a unique relationship, so of course that grief there is going to be unique to just you. It's there was jokes that just you and her going to get. There's things that you and her did. There was anger between certain points between you and her that only you and her shared. So the grief is specific to you and her, and no one else is ever going to understand that. Now, of course, people can understand what it's like to lose the person in that position, but to be real on it on a personal level, every day you just get stronger. It doesn't
Absolutely.
I
get
got
any
I got a
easier,
question.
stronger.
So this is a two-part question. So along this journey and going through what you've been through, what have you learned about yourself and what have you learned about other people?
Whew. I have learned that that uh, I am not as strong as I think I am, as I thought I was. I've learned that. But I've also learned, which is crazy, that I'm way stronger than I expected to be. If that
Yeah.
makes any sense,
Yeah.
I, I'm I'm I have learned that anger is useless, and that every day time is only wasted if you didn't learn a lesson. So I try. That's what I. That's the. To be frank, that's the shit I'm on now. Like I'm trying to be on some Zen Buddha shit every day, like that. Like I'm trying to no matter how fucked up shit get, I'll be like, I gotta sit back and be like, all right, there's a lesson in this somewhere, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna meditate on it. I'm gonna figure this shit out. When shit gets bad, I'm like, all right, okay, is this how it's gonna be today? Okay, it's me against this. I try to keep that in mind because because I'm still here. I'm still breathing.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting the fight. You know,
Yeah.
and one thing I want my kids to learn is this world is going to keep telling you fuck you. It's going to keep doing that. But what you got to do is you got to kick it back and say get the hell out of my way. I'm gonna get to the other end of this road. I'm gonna get to the other end of this hallway. I'm gonna get to the other end of this mile. Fuck that. It's a mindset you have to get in. That's some shit I'm on too. We create our reality. We
Yep.
we say it all the time, but I'm starting to truly understand what that means. We create our own reality. We manifest what it is we want. I watched this guy online, Bashar. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not even. I don't know if you ever watched him, but he's like a. It's hard to explain. Anyway, he was having a talk one day and explaining we are linear time beings, so we always look to the future. We always trying to fix the future, but we don't understand that time is relative. Everything that is was, everything that was is. So we should live in the moment and make that moment the best moment. And in making that moment the best moment, we are creating a better future within itself. We don't have to look to the future and say, I want this. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna you be present and be thankful for everything you got and make the best of what you got here. And proactively it creates a better future as I'm starting to find out. Now you're going to stumble and fall. There's peaks and valleys, of course, but therein lies the lesson. If everything was good, you wouldn't really appreciate. If there was no bad, you wouldn't appreciate the good.
Yep.
Um, Heavy on the, realizing how weak I am, and in that weakness, realizing, understanding how strong I am. I have, um, found that I I have a lot of gifts and talents that, married that I hadn't tapped into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm discovering, things about myself that married I didn't know. I'm actually funny. I always thought Brian was the funny one, but I'm actually, kind of funny. And I'm discovering um, just bits and pieces of me that I put aside, as far as my personality. And again, things I like to do. So I'm spending a lot of time, trying to do different things, to separate myself from that identity, as much as possible. I don't want to forget him, that's not what I'm saying, but I need to carve out my own identity. So that's really what I've been doing. As far as relationships, I think I spent all of 2022 pretty much angry, And so at this point, I'm learning to, or I'm cultivating relationships that have gone, you know, to the wayside during the last few years. Some intentionally, some not intentionally. It's just part of the process. But just trying to reestablish relationships to where we are now. It's one thing to be a couple with couple friends and then have to be, the individual and learn to manage those same relationships, with couple friends. We talked about earlier, seeing your mom, other people with their moms and families during holidays. It's difficult to be around your couple friends that you hung out with when you were married. I haven't been able to put a word on it yet. It's not jealousy, it's not envy, it's just, I don't know, it's just something that makes you miss or nostalgic for what you have lost. So as far as relationships are concerned, again, just, trying to reestablish them, you know, people are adjusting to who I am now. I'm having to adjust to who I am now, and just finding a way for everyone to share space with this current, you know, where we are in this current situation.
Okay. I'm gonna skip down.
Yeah. No, you cannot. You cannot.
I asked the question. I didn't say.
I was politically correct. You could be too.
I actually I was giving answers. I learned, I study people. A lot of people move trashy. You know, there's a lot of people that you thought might have been in your corner. They dirty,
Mm.
and so I already don't trust people, right? And I have a low trust threshold. People always say trust people until they prove to you that they can't be trusted. I don't trust nobody until they show me they can be trusted. So I always been that way. So a lot of the people and things that have happened, some of them I expected. Some people I didn't think they was gonna be moving crazy like they've been moving since Stephanie passed, right? But it is what it is. Ain't no skin off my back. You know, I
Do
told
you
y'all.
think they're grieving?
I don't
And
know.
no, do you think they're grieving?
Do you
I don't
care if
know.
they're grieving?
I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. I mean, they some of them may be grieving, yeah. But see, the type dude I am, if I'm with you, I'm with you. So, and to give the perfect example, Brian was my dude. It's my obligation to check on his wife, no matter how much I grieve. And I think I did that. I think I did that at a high level. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so if you say Steph is your girl, oh, that's my girl. That's my best. then and I'm not even gonna go so far as to check on me because I understand a female calling a man it's some looks and stuff that can come from that, right? So I get that. But she got kids.
Check on the kids.
You ain't called me and asked about the kids. You ain't called the kids. You ain't had your kids call the kids. What you doing? What you doing? I mean, I'm cut. I guess I'm cut from a different cloth. I come from a different time era, and it's just certain things that just have to be done, right? So people haven't. Some people haven't done what they were supposed to do fully, right? So and I see it. And sometimes if they bump into me, I can tell they know it, right? I can feel the different energy. I ain't mad at you. It is what it is. I'm just saying, but don't be out here acting like you was, she's your tight girl when she was here. No, she's still, it's crazy, right? But what I learned about myself, um, I really truly went into my loner side. People don't always see that because they think, oh, he at the parties, he giving parties, he's doing this and that. But I'm really a loner, and that's why I could relate to you, Serena, when you was talking about the holidays. And my family will tell you, I isolate, and I isolate hard. It ain't even got to be because of Steph or none of that. I I was always like that growing up. My sister, my mom, and dad would be down in the family room den or whatever you want to call it, watching TV. I would be in my room, and it was so bad. Like when I was super younger, that I would isolate so bad. I would in my room, the TV, the foot of the bed was here, and the TV was there. I would get under the bed and watch TV. I would just try to close off from everybody. Like I would be so quiet, they wouldn't even know if I was still in the crib. They would be like, "Wait, is he here?" And I'd hear them asking and looking. I wouldn't answer. So yeah, I got a lot of shit with me, man. I'm fucked up.
I think too with the isolation though, I try, especially around the holidays, I try to intentionally avoid triggers. So I if I know there's something going on at somewhere that I should be, or that's gonna, cause me to be sad, or, bring some type of emotion, I usually don't go, or I'll stay away, or watch virtually, or because you have at some point you have to be a little selfish when you're going through the grief, because you really do have to care for your emotional and mental health. um, you find yourself in situations where your heart, you've spent years, for us 4 or 5 years, with your heart hurting literally daily. Once you start to heal a little bit, you try to avoid those things that's going to bring back that level of pain. So that's a huge portion of the isolation for me.
I also found out that about me, I was built for this. I know that sounds
Mhm.
crazy, but I was built for this, and I was chosen for this.
Mhm.
Um, from reaching out to you all like I did, I felt like I was supposed to do that. I still continue to do that with people that aren't even on the screen, and it just so happened my job situation, school where I was last year, some things happened. They had some possible promotion type stuff. I ain't, they ain't even look at me the right way. We won't get into that part. So I was like, well, maybe I need to look for another job. And I didn't go looking for a job. The job that I have now came to me. They called me on my cell phone. And I was like, well, I got to go do this job because that wasn't me. That was God that opened that door, right? And it's for a reason. The reason I do not know. So 4 days before I started, the principal of the school's wife was diagnosed with cancer. So then I knew why I was supposed to go there. So he's been leaning on me. I've been able to talk to him, help him out. And cancer is very, very aggressive, and it's rare, and it's a lung cancer. So I'm seeing him and I'm watching him as he's going through all the stuff I went through. I see it. I see it. And it's when it first happened and he first came to me and talked about it, it triggered me.
Right.
It triggered me. Yeah, I shed a tear. But now that I got that out, I can kind of try to help guide him. But to see his confusion, to see his worry,
Right.
to see him trying to stand up and be strong but not knowing, I see all of that. And so I've been trying to help guide him through that. I got him through that.
And that's one of the positives, I guess, from the journey, is being able to, help someone else who, is, in the beginning stages of it, and kind of be a source. It heals you, to be a source of help for someone else. Um, the the outcome of it, when you see, if you can avoid them from making the mistakes we made,
Mm,
especially with the grief stages, if you can help them avoid any of that, it's a win. It's a win. So
yeah. All right. Any more questions from my co-hosts for us before we depart?
No, so it was good. It was good for me. Good, good, good. Wow.
Well, let's end this on somewhat of some good happy notes. Y'all make sure party start on Thursday night. We're
Oh,
gonna be at the house. I'm not gonna cut you out, A, because A got some parties too, and he got to tell you about them. And we're usually together, and we ain't. This ain't no competition. This support, because I don't do the competition thing. And everybody got their own flavor and everything they want to do, and it's enough of everything to go around. So I'm gonna run mine. I'm gonna let him run his, and then he gonna give us that Adrian DJ all night question of the whatever, and we're gonna get out of here. So yeah, Thursday night we're gonna be at the house. Y'all come check out the intro. Friday we'll be at the house all day for the drinks and the smoke out, starting at 4. Go to 2 in the morning. And guess what? Me and Adrian are gonna be there. He's gonna at least be there for a minute, and we're gonna do a live front porch discussions, homecoming, seeing what that's like. Then Saturday, of course, the tailgates. Make sure y'all come to the Q's, Miller Morgan Building. We got the best tailgate on the yard. And then Saturday night we're gonna be at Tobacco Road downtown doing that big. And then on Sunday I'll be out again. I'm gonna be in the streets with my other podcast, Outside with Biggs. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for that too. Adrian, what's up with you, man?
Uh, absolutely, yo. You uh, could have said it more eloquently as far as just never a competition is always love. Everybody's doing their thing, but for me as a DJ, it's always about opportunities. Um, especially since I've been on the shelf mostly, the shelf mostly this summer. But Thursday night got a little situation at Pickleback 2 downtown Durham. Me myself, DJ 56 and DJ Remy be rocking out there. I think that's free. After my set, I'm definitely coming to the house because I know that's when I'm gonna see where most of my peoples and all. Uh, and that's just how I support. Friday, I'm definitely coming to the house again for as long as I could be there. But Friday night, reinvigorated our party at Rookies. Um, as I posted, the Cold War is over. We had gone through some things where
The
I wasn't
Cold
really
War
liking
is over.
Cold
It
War's over.
lasted for a long time.
Sure did. Sure did. So, but yeah, we're gonna be at Rookies from 7. Starts at 7 till 2. My boy DJ Remy's gonna start out, and I'm gonna finish it up. That's kind of like my signature event. I hate the fact that Joe and Kenny y'all not doing y'all thing at the hotel, man. Because them couple of years that y'all did it at the hotel, and then folks just stumbled down the hill. The Rookies. Oh my God, that energy was crazy,
Bananas. It was
crazy, crazy, crazy. So then Saturday I'm tailgating on the yard. Saturday night, I might be in the bed. Cause
See? Hey, y'all got to remember, homecoming is a marathon, not a sprint. Do not come out the
right.
gate trying to go hard and heavy. And remember, it's the ultimate homecoming experience. It is not a G ho, not a G nor a ho. We we don't do that. So all right, all night. I know you got some crazy questions. Let's get it. So Janai can answer it, and then we're gonna leave.
I cannot.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. I scared Janai though. She thought I was dead or gonna die. But go ahead. I just had to put that out there. That's my
It
girl.
traumatized me. But
She was traumatized. She was so traumatized. She had to call back and check on me. Are you okay? Are you okay? I had this situation sometimes by uvula, back here, the dangly part. Sometimes it'll get irritated and swell up, especially if I've been drinking and snoring heavy or something like that. I don't have my CPAP on. So it was choking me. And I was half awake, half asleep. And I didn't know she was out, out in my family room on the sofa.
sleeping good.
And I was choking and half awake, half dreaming. And I screamed out, "Oh! Oh!"
Raised up on the couch. I said,
And then I came out, and actually, I didn't even remember coming out later. But then I started thinking I came out into the family area, but I was gonna go get some water, and then something was moving, but it was her. And I went over there. And she was like, "Are you okay? You okay?" And I'm like,
he was
"Yeah."
like, no. He said,
I didn't know what I said. She was bugging. She was bugging. She
Oh,
was
that's
bugging.
great.
Like, what is this dude doing? But she was very nice. She did pat my head like this. That calmed me down. I went back in there and went to sleep. That was crazy, man. Crazy. So what you got
Uh,
for us, A?
since you said something about CPAP, this question I had a long time ago, but
Oh
I
God.
wonder if prisoners, people in prison, if they got sleep apnea, do they get a CPAP machine?
No, I think they be trying to wait for them dudes to die, bro.
Just wait for them to die.
Yeah, they just let them sleep forever. They let them sleep. I don't know if they. Nah, they can't give them no CPAP in the cell. It's got the tube and all of that. They hang themselves in. They can't. Hey, they just struggling.
Only tough guys are allowed to snore.
They're struggling, bro.
You ain't tough like that. Somebody go, hey, you stay awake all night or you check that shit. You gotta be tough to snore up there.
Gotta
Yeah,
be
you
tough.
ain't gonna let no punk nigga snore up in there.
Oh no, somebody said
That ain't just
yes. If
happen.
they already have one, they can have it. They have to be on medical observation. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right,
Last
man.
last thing, fellas. Since I got two fellas on here, I don't know how this will look in the ladies' bathroom. But fellas, if you walked into a bathroom, public bathroom, and you saw a grown
You're
man,
not giggling like a bug already.
you saw a
Look, this
grown
dude's mind is
man
twisted. Go ahead.
standing at the urinal with his
So what
pants
now?
down. I said you saw a grown man standing at the urinal
Mm-hmm.
with his pants down to his ankles, like he was 3 years old. Would you turn and walk back out?
Listen, listen, listen,
I can't hear
listen.
him, Joe. Repeat what he said.
He said if you walk in the bathroom and a dude in there with his pants and his ankles like he a 3-year-old pissing in the urinal, are you gonna turn around and walk out? Now, if I may, one thing I've learned is this. If you walk in the bathroom and you're more worried about what somebody else is doing more than what you got to do, that makes you the freak. Keep that in mind. If
All
I
right.
gotta go,
So
ain't
that
shit gonna stop me from going. Now, one thing he better not do is try to talk to me or turn to me or anything like that. He
I
gonna have
tell
a
you
problem. He gonna have a
that
real problem on his hands.
that has happened to me. I went in the joint. The dude at the urinal, he got his pants. It's not like down near his ankles, but they were down. I gotta pee, so I'm gonna pee. I went to the stall, but I did hit him with it. Come on, bro. I did. I said, "Come on, bro." I did hit him with the "Come on, bro." I had to.
Oh
I
man.
had to. Boy, you super grown. You don't know how to pull it out. That the zipper,
Yeah.
bro. You got to take your pants off. And I mean, I got some jeans that's button flies. So of course, with they button flies, you got to kind of open your pants, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't drop your pants.
Yeah.
Like, well, why your pants around your knees, bro? And I was like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's a little too much. A little too much. But we
Last
also,
question.
I
Last
be worried
oh,
question.
about getting my pants dirty. I wouldn't even want
yeah.
that right there. Shoot, no.
Last question.
What would you want? And this is kind of going back towards what we were talking about. What would you want the last song to be played at your memorial to be?
Sucker MCs.
This is gonna sound real crazy, but truth be told, Annie Up by
MOP?
yes,
MOP.
sir.
Mash Out Posse.
Because I want to go out like a gladiator. I want everybody to have a ball. I want it to be live in there. I want nobody sad when I go. I want everybody amped up. I want them be happy. I'm done with this. I'm never gonna hurt no more. I'm gone.
I got to have that 2 years ago. 4th of July. Ask me to say some MC vibes. Yeah, I got to have that sucker MC, bro.
Yeah, I want to. That's just me. Wouldn't want something like Stairway to Heaven or anything. Nah, I want it to be. I wanted that.
I don't even know the name of no gospel songs.
Play every single gospel song for me. Every single one.
Come on, Queens. What you got,
You want
Queens?
stomp?
No, I don't want to stop.
Rain down, rain down,
Not rain down on me.
rain down.
I don't want to stop.
What you got, Queens? What song you got?
I don't know.
She want the Chinese eyes.
No, I don't want Chinese. I
Entice.
don't know.
Tiger.
Didn't you dance in that video?
I did.
Oh yeah, that's what you're supposed to rock with.
I don't know. I have to really think about that.
All right. Well, y'all have a good evening, everybody. We're gonna bounce out here. Hopefully somebody catches this. Even if they ain't clock in now, hope they clock in later. Hopefully we gave them something that they can walk with on their journey and make their path a little smoother. And at any time, y'all can reach out to any of us. We'd be glad to talk to you and help you out.
Yep.
Let you know what we've been going through. All right.
Yeah.
So, love y'all.
Have a good one.
Love you too.
See y'all this weekend, Ultimate Homecoming Experience. It's going to be crazy. Hopefully, the J to the AI can come down the road and
I don't know if I'm gonna make it, Joe.
I'm gonna put my mask on this time.
He's still doing the eagle sign. Child.
I ain't gonna be in here.
I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know.
God, nothing. You know, it'd be good if you could come on that Friday because you could be on the Front Porch Discussions live on the deck with us.
I know it ain't gonna happen.
All right, she ain't coming. She ain't coming.
Right.
And I understand. She ain't coming. All right, y'all be easy.
All right, see
All
y'all.
right, bye, y'all. See y'all this weekend, hopefully.
All right.